Good evening, class. Our presentation is called Cookies for Sale. I'm Nicholas Burbridge.
My name is Lane Villara.
Margarita Gobbin.
So I don't know if y'all know this, but a year or two ago, this girl had a laptop and she had it in her room, and this guy hacked her webcam. He saw every single one of her movements that she was doing, from when she was going to bed, waking up, eating breakfast, whenever she was changing, showering, had company over. This guy watched every single move that she did. The guy got caught, went to jail. Anyway, that's what's happening now, not through our webcam, but the government can now collect our data, not the government, our internet service providers can now sell all of our data to the highest bidder. So our key points, we're going to go over the background information of the Senate Joint Resolution 34. We're going to talk about the old rule that was in place by the FCC, which was protecting our privacy rights. We're going to talk about the Fourth Amendment and the internet service providers' intentions, what they want to do with the data. We're also going to cover the advantages and disadvantages of the new bill, and how can you protect your cookies. So on March 7th, a bill was introduced to the Senate. And this bill basically stopped the regulation of the FCC. They were protecting our rights as consumers of internet service providers. So they basically had to make us opt in or opt out. So basically, there's no more protection for the customers. On average, a bill takes about 200 or so days to get passed through the House and get signed by the President. As you can see, this bill took less than 30 days to get passed. It's now a law. 215 Republicans said yes, only 15 said no. All the Democrats voted against it. Right here's the actual image of the bill, and it strictly mentions the Federal Communications Commission, and they're rejecting the rule that they sent on December 6th. I believe it was one of the last things Obama did. So the rule basically nullified our protection, and the FCC was trying to push an option for us that we can opt in or opt out of the internet service providers collecting our data and selling it. So now there's no more option. They can do whatever they want. They can sell it to the highest bidder. They can collect almost anything we do on the internet. They can collect our cookies. There was one petition. The petition failed, and there was no amendments or modifications to the bill. So as of right now, it's just how it is. It's up to the judicial branch to interpret it how they want if it goes to court.
And for the Fourth Amendment, we had the right. We had the right to secure a person, health, and paper effect against any reasonable searching or seizing. And other ways, if law enforcement or police knock on your door, say, hey, I need to search your house, or I want to see something in your house, without a warning, you have the right to tell them, hey, get out of my house. You don't have to. Unless they say, oh, hey, some dead people on your backyard, you're gonna cover it with them. So, but that's Fourth Amendment. It had the right for us to do that. For the new bill, it coming up. So now, like the Comcast, the Verizon, AT&T, they have the right to collect what we do research. So the data they collect can anything you search in, collect what the website you go in, what the data inside you, or anything you purchase in, they collect that. But what they're gonna do with that information, they're gonna sell to advertiser. So our information, somehow we just do researching randomly, but then that make for somebody else had a business on it. So, and they use that for the provider for transparency as well. You guys remember the Wells Fargo scandal? That all that as well. And for the timeline, you can see right right here from 2008. We just spent about 3 hours on the device, internet, laptop. But now in 2005, we spend 6 hours per day. So kind of like the double the time we spending more device on internet. And then you can see now 90% of time we spend on app. Now the mobile is make it convenient. So we don't open the laptop no more. Everything on the mobile device right now. So 90%, you see 19% people go on Facebook. And then they go social media and they just searching because it's convenient. As long as we have internet, we can search in there. And they had the advantage and disadvantage of this bill. So advantage for the company because they can increase the sale, because they can have better sale for consumer. So for the consumer, they can know that what type of the size they want, color they want, that for consumer. So for the transparency as well. And for disadvantage, we don't have no privacy. Our information sell out there, so we don't have anything and violate for the 4th Amendment right for all right now. And then put our nation at risk. Some people like person like us is fine, but some high classified, that is information somebody else can buy. That's the thing.
Well, class, continue with the disadvantage. There are also potential threats. Potential threats that it can affect our lives, it can affect our families, it can affect everything that we do. Some of those are the malicious hackers. Terrorist groups can get our information. We become so vulnerable as a country for everybody else. So do we want that? Let's put that question in perspective. Do we want that? So malware, viruses, what information can come through pretending to be an advertisement, pretending to be a well-known company? We don't know what is coming through our computers. How can we protect it? There's many ways that we can do this. There are different softwares, like for example, the HTTP, which stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. This is layers that they can be used on your computers to be able to use it and protect your information. So the other option that we have is the virtual private networks, where what it means is like if you're gonna be using the Wi-Fi of let's say McDonald's, you know, how many times we go to McDonald's and try to use the Wi-Fi over there, you know? Let's be mindful of where we use our electronic devices. Now, of course, the dark web is going to be another way how we could potentially protect ourselves, because there's going to be more people trying to use the dark web. Is anybody here familiar with the dark web? What it does? Well, I just learned myself that through the dark web, you can buy guns, you can buy drugs, you can do bad things, but probably that might be the way that people are going to start using the internet, because they don't want the government to know what is going on. Do we want that? Probably not. Now, the other potential thing that it could potentially happen is that we're going to have to pay for our privacy. So,
well, a couple of people might be not happy about Trump, and they're saying, Senator Trump, can you give our ball back? Well, if this keeps up, we'll be saying in the future, President Trump, can we have our cookies back?
In conclusion, team, in conclusion, classmates, what I can say as a good business students, our job is to be prepared for the new generations, to help our new generations with our technology, to help them to be aware of what is going to come, what is there for now. Thank you.
9 minutes, 30, leave it out there. 9 minutes, 30 seconds.